Okay, good. So, I've heard more than 7 persons tell me today that they think that this program was put together because of them. Is there anybody who feels like that too? So somebody was telling me, I said, this thing you are saying, you have to say it so that everybody will hear. Because there are people who think that the program was put together for them. And you are saying the program was put together for you. So maybe the program was put together for all of us. I've heard people who said, I have a book, I abandoned it since, but with what you've taught us now, I'm going to pick it up. And that's, for me, I feel if we end this training at this point, we have achieved something. That's what I think. Just the fact that you've been provoked to go back to pick up your ideas and the material that you've kept somewhere, that's enough for me. Okay, so now we're going to the next lecture. So now we're going to be talking about how to write book titles and synopsis. The next one. How to write book titles and synopsis. Go back. When I was trying to tell you that I've written up to 60 books and I have 120 topics, I already have the titles written down. Now, those titles that I have written down, they are so important to me that whenever I see them, whenever I go through my list of books and I see those titles, something says, write it now. Why? Because the titles are so captivating. They are such that I cannot wait to put that book together. So this lesson, we're going to be focusing on 2 things. How to write book titles and synopsis. How to write book titles. Book titles. When you go to a bookstore and you want to buy a book, what is the first thing you read about the book? The title. That's the first thing. So the title of a book is so important. So important. I saw a joke on Facebook. They said in Malawi that somebody wrote a book titled How to Change Your Wife in 2 days. The book sold 2 million copies. And then later they discovered that they made a mistake in the title, that it was supposed to be How to Change Your Life in 2 days. Guess what? They sold only 2 copies after they changed the title. So when it was How to Change Your Wife, they sold 2 million copies. But when they changed the title to How to Change Your Life, they sold only 2 copies. What does that mean? It means that the title of a book is as important as the content of that book. It is the title that will determine whether people will be attracted to the book or not, whether they will buy it or not. So it is important that when you are choosing a title for your book, you know how to do it. You don't just choose any title. So I'm going to give you the rules for choosing book titles. But the first question we are going to ask today is it really important to teach you how to write book titles? Is it not just about writing book? Why should you tell us about titles? I can choose any title I like. Oh, really? I just gave you an example that you cannot choose any title you like. You have to choose a title that will sell, that will attract people. Okay, the next slide. What is in a book title? Ask your neighbor, what is in a book title? Tell your neighbor, everything is in a book title. In 1982, Nora Hayden released a book titled Astrological Love. Astrological Love. That's the title of the book. What happened to the book? It flopped. Nobody wanted to buy it. Why? Because nobody understands the meaning of astrological love. That title was not attractive. Nobody wanted to buy it, so the book flopped. You know what she did? She took the exact same book and changed a small amount of the contents. And then she changed the title, gave it a new title. What is the new title? How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Have Her Beg for More. That's the new title. You know what happens? The book became a bestseller. The same book, she just changed the title from Astrological Love to How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Make Her Beg for More. Me, if I see that book, How to Satisfy a Woman, I'll buy 10 copies. But if I see Astrological Love, it not concern me, I'll pass. Because I don't know what the book is about. Now, This story tells you that there is everything in a book's title. Very important. The title you choose for your book is very important. There are men who will rush the second title when they see it. They want, even women themselves will go and buy that kind of book. Because every man wants to satisfy the wife financially, emotionally, and all of that. Every man wants to do that. So they will go and buy the second book, but they will not buy the first one. Because the first book, Astrological Love, it doesn't send any message to them. It doesn't tell them, what the book is about. But the second title is self-explanatory. Everybody can easily tell what the book is about and they want to get it. So these are the two books, Astrological Love and How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time. If you were a guy or you are even a lady, which of these books will you buy? You buy the second title. But it's the same book. So your book title is very, very important. The next slide. Now, people often say, don't judge a book by its cover. Have you heard that before? Yes. The cover of the book is where the title is written. Is that not true? Yes. So when they say don't judge a book by its cover, it makes some sense, because what they're trying to say is that the cover might not be good, but the content might be good. But until I see the cover, until I see the content, I will not know what is inside. But I need something that will attract me to buy it first before I even go to the content. That is why the cover and the title is very important. So when you want to choose a book, don't say, don't judge a book by its cover. You just want to choose any title. No. The other picture there said what? Judge a book by its cover. As writers, you must learn to judge a book by its cover. Why? Because the cover carries the title. People will only buy your book based on that first attraction, that thing that attracts them, that title that attracts them is what they are going to buy. So from today, learn to judge a book by its cover. No matter how beautiful the content is, if the title is not appealing, if it's not attractive, people will not buy it. So that is very important. To choose a title for your book that is very attractive. Next slide. A great book title is, next slide. Now, these are the rules of great book titles. Write them down. A great book title, number one, should be what? Short. A great book title should be what? Short. A great book title should be what? Short. I'm going to tell you why I said it should be short. It should be 3 or 4 words maximum. Now, the truth is, you can use a whole sentence as the title of the book if you want. But I advise people, if you are not a very popular author, that people are rushing your book, looking for your book, don't use long titles. Use very short titles, 3 or 4 words. You know why? Because if my book title is 3 or 4 words, you can easily remember the title. You can easily remember the title. But if it's a long sentence, you forget. When you ask somebody, what is the name of that book? You say, you forget. Why? Because title is too long. So get titles that are very short, 3 or 4 words maximum. For example, there's a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Easy to remember. Very short. Is that not true? Yes. There's another book that is called The Alchemist. The Alchemist. Just one word and a determiner. The Alchemist. You can easily remember it. But if I write a book titled How I Went from South Africa to America and I Met a Man on the Road, you cannot remember that kind of title. It is too long. So take the rule. Let your book title. I know as you are sitting here, you are already thinking of the kind of book title you are going to write. So I said it should be what? Short. So that you can easily remember it and your readers can easily remember it. Number 2, it should be easy to say. Short and what? Easy to say. Don't choose a title that people will have to bite their tongue before they can pronounce the title of your book. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Things fall apart. Short. Easy to say. Okay? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Easy to say. Okay? The Alchemist. Easy to say. Easy to remember. Next one. If it is short, it is easy to say. It means that it is also easy to remember. So choose a book title that is easy to remember. It should be short, it should be easy to say, and it should be easy to remember. 4th thing you need to know about book titles. Your book title should not be self-centered. I need to explain this. Now, when you go to a bookstore to look for books, Are you going there to look for a book that will help you? Or you are going there to look for a book that will help the author of the book? You are going to look for a book that will do what? Help you. So imagine you now get there and you see a book that is titled, How I Became Rich. How I Became Rich. Or How I Overcame Fear. That book is talking about how the author overcame fear or how the author overcame rich. But that book is not telling you, it's not how you, if that book was titled, How You Can Become Rich, won't you buy it? Yes, because the author is talking to you. That title is not self-centered. But books that are how I did, they are self-centered. People are not going to bookstores to look for the story of your life and how you overcame anything. They are looking for solutions to their own problems. When you go to a bookstore, you have something in mind that took you to that bookstore, and there's a particular problem you want to solve. Maybe you are having financial problem. You are looking for books about finance. So if I see a book, How to Become Rich, I will choose that one than when I see a book of How I Became Rich. Because How I Became Rich is a self-centered book. I will assume that you are just telling us a story about your life. And that's not what I want. I want principles. I want, practical steps that will help me. So your book title should not be self-centered. Okay? Next one, your book title should easily be searchable online. Your book title should easily be searchable online. Now, what does this mean? If you choose a book title that another author has already used, let's say there's a book titled How I Ran Upstairs. How I Ran Upstairs. Number one, it is a self-centered book. And let's assume another author has already used that title. And then I go to the internet, I'm searching for your book. If I type How I Ran Upstairs, which of the books? I have a book titled How I Ran Upstairs. Another author has a book, How I Ran Upstairs. So which one will come out? The author who is more popular, it is his book that will appear. You that is not popular, your book will not show. So if you are choosing book titles, make sure that they are easily searchable online. How do you make it searchable online? One, make sure nobody else is using that title. Otherwise, when people go to search that title, they will see that popular man of God who has written a book on that title, but they will not see your own. Does that make any sense? So that's number one, make it searchable. Number two, how do you make it searchable online? You make it searchable online when you are writing your book title. There are keywords that you should put in your book title. Now, every book has a title and a subtitle. In your subtitles, you must have keywords that people can easily search online. When you are putting the book on Amazon, they will ask you, choose 7 keywords. So if the book is about marriage, one of your keywords should be marriage and relationships. So if I go online and search books about marriage and relationship, your book will appear because you chose that as a keyword. So your book title should be searchable online. How? When you have the book title, I'm going to teach you about subtitle. Your subtitle should have a keyword related to that title that people can easily search online. So 2 ways to make your book searchable online. 1, don't use a title that somebody else has used. If that person is more popular than you, that person will overshadow your book when people go to search. Number 2, when you are choosing your title or when you are publishing the book online, use keywords. And those keywords, you get them from the subtitle of the book. For example, let's say I write a book titled Marital Solutions. Marital Solutions. In the subtitle, I would say practical ways to solve marital crisis. Right? Now, when I'm putting that book online, that word marital crisis or marriage and relationship becomes a keyword that people can easily use to do what? Search the book online. Next one. So exactly what I said. Don't use the book that the title that someone else has used. It is not an offense to use the same title with another person. It is not. It is not plagiarism also. 2 people can use the same title for a book, but the content must be different, right? But why did I say you should not use the same title? It is because if the other person is more popular than you, the person will overshadow you. Imagine that you write a book on a topic, and Barack Obama used the same topic to write a book, nobody will see your book when they go to search online. It's only Barack Obama's book they will be seeing. So don't use a book that someone else has used. Then the book title should be eye-catching, like I told you about astrological love and how to satisfy a woman. It must be what? Eye-catching. Eye-catching has to do with not just the title itself, but also the cover design. Whoever is designing the cover of your book for you has to make the cover very beautiful. And the title of the book also has to be very beautiful. Then, another thing you want to know about a great book title is that it must be informative. It reveals the theme or the book's idea. Now, this is where astrological love had a problem. Because we just say astrological love. I don't know what it means. It does not explain to me why I should buy that book. But when I saw the one, How to Satisfy a Woman, I already knew what the book is about, and I want to buy it. Because the title was what? Informative. Now, I'm going to take you back to short book title, yeah? I told you that your book title should be short, is that not? But you can have a long title. The problem with long titles is that I said people can easily forget them. People cannot easily say them, okay? That your book title is short is not a guarantee that the book will become a bestseller. And that the book title is long is not a guarantee also that it will become a bestseller. But because you are upcoming authors, I will not encourage you to use long titles. Somebody like Robert Kiyosaki, right, who is a known author, can use long titles because he already has a name. He has made a name for himself. So even if he uses a long title, people will still buy the book. Now, they'll be buying the book not because of the title, but because of his name. But you don't have that name yet. So don't use the long title. So I'm going to show you some books that became best-selling books, but they had long titles. Why? Because the authors are already very popular people. Now, let's analyze these three titles. This is the practical part of the class. Before I show you this picture, let's quickly run through how many things did I give you? How many things I gave you about great book titles? 7 or 8? 8. Number 1, what is it? Number 2, easy to say. Number 3, easy to remember. Number 4, okay. Number 5, number 6, okay. Number 7, number 8. Now, one of the tests we're going to do here after this lecture is that at the end of this lecture, each one of you will create a book title that you want to write from these rules I have given you. I'm not saying you should go home and go and create it. We'll create the book title here, applying the rules that I've given to you now. So that is why I repeated it so that you remember those 9 rules that I gave to you. Now let's analyze these books and see which of them fit into the rule. So the first book there is called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Now let's apply the rules. Is this short? Is the title short? How many words? Just one word. Outliers. Now, this title can easily be remembered. Is that not true? Yes. Can it be said easily? It's easy to say. It's easy to remember. It's easy to say. It is short. Although the title has its shortcomings. Now, go to rule number 4. What was the rule number 4 I gave you? It should be what? It is not self-centered. Is this one self-centered? No, it's not self-centered. It's not a book about I, right? What's the next thing I gave you? Okay, so this kind of book is easily searchable online, especially because Malcolm Gladwell is already a popular author. And this book has a subtitle. What is the subtitle? The Story of Success. So you can easily search, if you want to search books about success online, you can easily find this book because the author is popular and he has a keyword in his subtitle, the story of what? Success. Okay? Okay. Now, it has passed 5 of the rules. Okay? So it's a good one, is it not? It's good. Now, next book. Surviving the Sahara Desert and Crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Let's count. Surviving the Sahara Desert and Crossing the Mediterranean Sea. Almost 9 words. Is that a short book title? Is it easy to say? Is it easy to remember? No. So it failed the test already. If I ask you, what is the title of that book? You will forget because it's too long. Secondly, this book title, how many people want to cross Sahara Desert? How many people want to cross Mediterranean Sea? So it's not a catching, it's not even an attractive title. Okay? Funny enough, I was the one that worked on this book, for the client. He's in Belgium. I worked on it. I tried to suggest a simpler title for him, but he said no, that this is the title that he wants, because he actually went through the Sahara Desert. These illegal immigrants that are going to Italy. Yeah, so he had to tell the story of his life. But eventually he said that is the title that he wants. And the funniest thing is that this was his first book and only book. So it's not as if he's a popular person that people will still buy the book, even if the title is like this. So I'm bringing it here just to teach you that when you're choosing a title, don't choose long titles like this. And don't pick titles that don't concern people. This doesn't solve anybody's problem. Only people who want to travel illegally might even, want to pick such kind of book. I don't know if you get the point I'm making. Okay. Yeah, they're not here. You're going to travel through the right way. Yeah. Okay. Now, that already fails the test. The next book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, Carnegie is a very popular, author. Very popular author. So when he uses a long title like this, there's no problem with it because he's a very popular guy. Now, and again, this title is very informative. It tells you what the book is about. It is how to win. Who doesn't want to win friends and influence people? Everybody wants to win friends and influence people. So when I say the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I will buy it. No. And this was not his first book also. And he was already a very popular guy. So he had to use this. And this book sold over 16 million copies sold. So if you are not as popular as Carnegie, don't go and use a long title like this. Except if the title is a book about how something can be done. If it's a book about how, then you can use a lot, but it shouldn't be too long. How to Win Friends and Influence People, good. How to Become a Successful Footballer, good. How, books that are how, of course you cannot use just one or two words to write such titles. You get the point, right? Okay. Now, next book. Now, look at this book. Let's analyze these titles. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Very beautiful book. Paulo Coelho is one of the best writers that I've read. A Brazilian guy. Very good guy. And he chose a title which is very easy to say. Is that not true? Very easy to remember. It is not too long. The Alchemist. The Alchemist. Very simple title. And this book became a bestseller also. So if you want to write your titles, choose titles like this. Very, very short titles. Paulo Coelho. This book became a bestseller. So this book is about following your path and finding your purpose. Now let's analyze these titles. Eat That Frog. No, go back. Yes. Eat That Frog. If you see a book titled Eat That Frog, do you want to buy it? You don't want to buy it, right? Because you don't have an idea what the book is talking about. So you don't want to buy it. Even though the title is short, just Eat That Frog. But you don't want to buy it because it is not informative. It doesn't tell you what the book is about. Now, that is where subtitle now comes in. Whenever you have a title that is obscure, that is not informative, the subtitle has to now explain that title. So what is the subtitle here? 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating. Now you know what the book is about. Will you buy it now? Yes. So that is why subtitles are important. If you want to choose an obscure title, make sure your subtitle explains, tells the reader what the book is about. Because when I go to the bookstop and I see Eat That Frog, I'll just pass. But if I go closer and I read How to Stop Procrastination, I'll say, I used to procrastinate, so I want to buy the book. So take note. When you have a title, you must have a subtitle that explains that title, that makes it informative. Okay, next one. Now, which of this title is attractive and which one is obscured? Money Won't Make You Rich by my mentor, Sunday Adelaja. Money Won't Make You Rich. Is that the kind of book you want to buy? Yes. You know why you want to buy it? Because we all know that money will make you rich. That's our mindset. But here somebody is saying money will not make you rich. You want to go and find out why he's saying that money will not make you rich. Right? So books like this are attractive, intriguing. It arouses curiosity. You want to know why this man is saying that money will not make me rich. Then now we have a subtitle there: God's principles for true wealth and prosperity and success. So that explains what the man is already saying. So you want to get such kind of book, and this book became a bestseller also. Okay, next one. Book title rules. Next one. Now, when you are writing book titles, capitalize only first letters of the title. Capitalize only first letter of the title. Whoever is going to design your book cover, tell them when they are designing the cover, or when you want to put the book on Amazon, just capitalize only the first letter. So if the book is Money Won't Make You Rich, you capitalize M for money. Won't, you capitalize W, but don't capitalize everything in block letters. Why? When you capitalize everything in block letter, it looks like, the way it looks, it doesn't look very attractive. It looks too rigid. So capitalize only the first letter of the book. So The Alchemist, capitalize the first T and then capitalize the A, Alchemist. Okay? Next one. Don't capitalize prepositions. Don't capitalize prepositions. So a book that has on, above, below, prepositions, don't capitalize the prepositions, okay? Only capitalize other words in the title, but not the prepositions. Don't capitalize all of these. Then don't underline book titles, except if they are handwritten. When you are writing on your computer, don't underline the book titles. Just write it the way it is, but don't underline it. But if you are writing with pen and paper, you can underline. But when you're writing on a computer or on the internet or somewhere, do not underline book titles, except if it is handwritten. Now, italicize larger books and use quotation marks for smaller books. So when you're writing a big book, the title of a big book, you write it in italics. Okay? Write it in what? In italics. For example, I was reading a book titled Money Won't Make You Rich. So what you do, that money won't make you rich should be in what? Italics. Right? Then, if it is smaller, if it's a very small book, not a big, let's say it's a book of 10 or 20 pages, you just put quotation mark. Write the book title and put it in inverted comma, open and close. Do you understand that? You didn't get it. So, if the book is a very big book, let's say 100 pages, 200 pages book, when you are writing it, write it in italics. You know how to write in italics? Good, you write it in italics. Then, if it is a small book, write it, you can write it straight and put comma, inverted comma, open and close, or quotation mark. Do you understand that now? So let's say you are writing and say, I went to the shop and I bought, you mention the name of the book, and then if it's a very big book, you write it in italics, but if it's a small book, just put it in inverted comma, open and close. Next one. Subtitles. What are subtitles? So a subtitle is an explanation of your book's title or an alternate title for your book. I already explained that in the examples I gave you. The subtitle explains the title of the book. So a subtitle is an explanation of your book's title or an alternate title for your book. Money Won't Make You Rich. That is the title. Subtitle, God's Principle to Creating Wealth. That is subtitle. Okay? Yeah. So, no, go back. Good. So a subtitle is a phrase that follows a book title to give it context. We looked at the book, The Alchemist. We don't know what is inside the book, but the subtitle now gives context to the title. We saw the book, Eat That Frog. We don't know what is in the book, but when we saw the subtitle, we now knew what was inside the book. So the subtitle gives context to the book. And I said if you are going to choose an obscure subtitle, you must have a very informative subtitle. So we don't need to memorize. Subtitles are not meant to be memorizable. Okay, they just need to explain the book or the content of the book. Every book needs a subtitle, except if the title is already very informative and self-explanatory. So what have I just said? I've said that you can have a book with only a title without subtitle. If the title, for example, How to Win Friends and Influence People, do you need a subtitle for that? No, because the title already explains itself. You do not need a subtitle for that kind of book. So not all books have subtitles. But I will tell you, of all the books that I have written, I haven't written a book without a subtitle. All of them had subtitles. Why? Because some of them, the titles are very short, and the subtitle needs to explain, what the title is saying. But if you have a book of how to become successful, you might not need a subtitle, because the subtitle is supposed to be the how of the book. I don't know if you understand that. Okay. Next one. Functions of subtitle. 1, it explains what the book is about. 2, it identifies the target audience. Do you remember when we saw the book, Eat That Frog? We didn't know what the book was about. We didn't know who the book was for. But when we now saw the subtitle, 21 Practical Ways to Stop Procrastination, so we now knew that, this book is for me or it's for you. So your subtitle helps you to identify the audience, the people the book is written for. Is that clear? So when you're writing your book and you want people to buy the book, you have a particular audience in mind, your subtitle must capture the audience. Because it is when they go to the bookstore, they see the subtitle, they will now know that, this book is for me, or this book is for my mother, or this book is for married people. It is the subtitle that identifies your target audience. Now, who can give me an example of a book? Create one book title. It doesn't have to be the book you want to write. Create one book title and give it a subtitle that targets an audience. Who can do that quickly? Let's try it. Just think. Okay, one hand is up. Where's the mic? Give her the mic. So she's going to create a book title, and then the subtitle, we want to capture an audience so that we'll know who the book is for from the subtitle.
The title of the book is The White Field.
The White Field.
Then the subtitle is How to Be Successful.
How to be successful. So if she says The White Field, do you understand what it means? You have any idea? You know who that book is for? No. But when she now said How to Be Successful, do you now know people that need that book now? People that want to be successful. Who wants to try? Somebody else to try. Yeah, give to that lady there, that guy.
The name of the book is Angel's Diary.
Angel's Diary. Interesting.
The Adventurous Experience of Teens is the subtitle.
The Adventurous Experience of Teens in...
Teenagers.
Yeah, in the what? You just say, okay, fine, that's fine. Now, look at this title. Did he identify the target audience? Who? Teenagers. Who wants to try? One more person. Yeah?
Time and chance.
Oh, time and chance, okay?
How managing your time and your chances can make you successful.
Beautiful. Now, do you know who this book is for now? Yes. Why? Because the subtitle explains the title. One more try. Oh, we have many hands. Okay. Take the ladies first, then you go behind.
But the title of my book is How to Raise Godly Kids. Then the subtitle is Practical Ways to Train Up Your Child the way he or she should go.
Beautiful. Now, you don't need a prophet to explain this title to you. You already know what the title is, and you know who the target audience is. Is it not? Good. Yes, the next one.
Easy life.
Easy life.
The way you can live life and make it in life.
How to live life and be successful or something like that, okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, next one.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
A book title, Coded.
Coded.
The importance of
Coded
reading.
title. The title is coded.
Subtitle, importance of reading or the importance of knowledge.
Importance of reading or the importance of knowledge. Now, if you see a book titled Coded, you don't know what it is about. But the subtitle now tells you what the book is about and who the target audience is.
Hallelujah.
Okay?
Force of dominion.
Force of dominion.
The subtitle, the power of prayer.
The power of prayer. Now we know who the book is for because of the subtitle. Okay? Yeah, he will come. He will come here.
French made easy.
French.
Made
Okay,
easy.
French made easy.
Made easy.
Yeah.
Then how to read in alphabet.
How to read in alphabet. Okay, beautiful. Come, please come here. This hand has the options. Man of God, we are raising authors. You are seeing a lot of books that are springing up already.
Nothing is wrong with you.
Nothing is wrong with you.
How to be found.
How to be
Found.
found. Beautiful. How to be found. So for people who are lost, they need to be found. How to be found. Okay.
Get ready before time.
Get ready before time.
Subtitle being prepared for the future. Or something.
Can we put our hands together for? I love this one. I love this being prepared for the future. Now, if you have teenagers and children, don't you want them to get this kind of book that will prepare them for the future? Yes. He just told us who the target audience is. And it is not only children or teenagers that need to prepare for the future. Even you as an adult, you need to prepare for the future. So we can. God bless you.
Yeah, the title of the book, The Storm is Over.
Storm is over.
Yeah. Subtitle, A Way to Your Breakthrough.
A Way to Your Breakthrough. Beautiful. So these books, people can easily identify who the books are for, thanks to the subtitles. Let's hear from that lady, and then we hear from Sir here.
Don't fight alone. The subtitle is The Lord shall fight for you.
Beautiful. Don't fight alone. The Lord shall fight for you. Don't fight alone. The Lord shall fight for you. Okay?
The title is Apostasy. Don't be jealous and how to get yours.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Don't be jealous and how to get yours. Okay. Yes, somebody here.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
The missing link.
The missing link.
How to identify you in God.
Beautiful. How to identify you in God. Beautiful. Now, there's something you will notice from all of these titles. If you look at the screen, you see that the subtitle identifies the target audience, and not only that, it explains the how of the book. It is the subtitle that tells us the how, what exactly this book is about. So your subtitles most times are about how to do this, how to achieve something, practical steps, secrets to achieving this. That is the how. That is why you need a subtitle. Then your subtitle makes your book unique. Now pay attention to this. I told you that two authors can use the same book title. Is that true? Yes. But it is the subtitle that will not differentiate the book. So both of us can have the same title, but my subtitle is different from your subtitle. So your subtitle helps you to differentiate your book from another book that has the same title. Then your subtitle contains keywords. I told you that when you want to publish on Amazon, they will ask you for 7 keywords. Those keywords should be in your subtitle. How to become successful, how to avoid procrastination. So those subtitles are the keywords that you can use to search your book on the internet. Then it is the subtitle that tells the reader the benefits of reading your book. Is that not true? From all the examples we gave now, from the subtitle, I already know the benefit I will get when I buy that book. So you must be very careful when choosing subtitles. And then it clarifies obscure titles like Blink, Tipping Point, and Outliers. So they are books by Malcolm Gladwell, very short titles, but they need subtitles to clarify the titles. Next slide. So, no, go back to, so look at this book, The Tipping Point. When you see a book, The Tipping Point, I don't know what it means, so I need a subtitle to clarify the title. So the subtitle in that book will not tell you what the book is all about. Then the next one is Blink. That's the title, very short title. Blink. How do I know what Blink is talking about? The subtitle now says the power of thinking without thinking. So that subtitle now explains that obscure title. Can you zoom the tipping points? Is it possible to zoom the tipping points? No, the next one. Can you zoom the next one? Is it possible to zoom the next one? Okay, don't worry. That's fine. Now, characteristic of subtitle. Write down. Number one, it is contextual. We said it gives context to the book. Those are the characteristics of subtitle. It is contextual. Number two, it is attractive. Your subtitle has to be attractive. And then it has to be searchable. People can easily search it, like I said. And then it is easy to read and easy to say. And your subtitle should be specific. It should be addressing a specific problem or addressed to a specific audience. So your subtitle gives specificity to your book. It streamlines your book to a particular audience. That is what your subtitle does. It should be easy to read, easy to say. It should be searchable, and it should be attractive, and it should give context to your book. And all of you passed this test already from the titles you gave me and the subtitles. Okay, next slide. Now it is your turn to choose your book title. Some of you have already given me your titles. Maybe there are some people here who want to still give me their book title. It is your turn to choose your title. Is there anybody who wants to create a title? We have one hand, another hand, another hand, another hand. Okay, so now it is time to create. Don't forget the rules I gave you. The rules for titles, the rules for subtitles, and the characteristics. Let's start from here. Start from here. There's somebody close to you here. Let's start from here.
Clarity. Steps to discovering and fulfilling purpose.
Steps to discovering
fulfilling purpose.
And fulfilling purpose. Beautiful. The title is Clarity. Very short. Easy to say, easy to remember. And the subtitle, Steps to discovering and fulfilling your purpose. Everybody wants to buy such a book. I want to buy such a book because I want to fulfill my purpose. I want to discover it and fulfill it. Great job.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
The preacher man.
The preacher man.
Understanding the message of the Bible.
Understanding the message of the Bible. Beautiful. Next one.
The wicked nanny.
The wicked
nanny.
Oh, the wicked nanny.
Yes.
Interesting.
And the subtitle is Always Listen to Your Children.
Always listen to your children. Beautiful, beautiful. Next one.
Drop your past.
Drop your past.
It's not yet over.
It's not yet over. Okay, now hold on. Is that the title and the subtitle? Drop your past is the title.
Yes.
Then the subtitle is not yet over. Okay, beautiful. Who else wants to try? Okay.
Choice.
See, wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Imagine I didn't give you these rules. We didn't have this training. And you wanted to write a book. Would you be choosing this type of short titles? Of course not. You would have chosen one long spiritual title that you think that, But now you see how short, clarity. Short titles like that. Because we have learned the rules. Yeah, go ahead.
Choice. How to determine the future.
I love this. How to determine the future. Choice. How to determine the future. Beautiful. This title you are telling me now, I'll come to this church, even if I cannot come, I'll call Bishop to discover or to ask if we have published these books. I'm not just teaching for teaching's sake. Everything you are saying here, I'm taking note of them. I'm going to watch this video again. I'm going to follow you up and make sure you write these books. Is that good? Good.
The title is Excellent Mind Child.
Excellent Mind Child.
Yes. Then the subtitle is Education is the key to success.
Education is the key to success. Beautiful. Every child should get this book. Every parent should get this book for their children. Next person is close to you there.
Praise God. Hallelujah. My own is The Exchange.
The Exchange. Beautiful.
The price Jesus paid on the cross.
The price Jesus paid on the cross. Beautiful. The Exchange.
Mine is Purelytics.
Purelytics. Beautiful.
The purity of politics.
Oh, wow. Ooh, please clap for that. The purity of politics. I love that.
Mine is what is right and wrong. Life principles for young people.
Beautiful. Life principles. I love this subtitle because it's very informative. It's clear enough. Anybody can, tell if the book is for them or not.
My own is with time.
With time.
Yes.
Beautiful.
You don't have to give up.
You don't give up.
That's the sub.
Beautiful. With time, you don't have to give up. Or why you should not give up. Or how not to give up. Those can be the subtitle. Okay?
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Mine is Harvest of Grace.
Harvest of Grace.
Love paid for it.
Beautiful. Harvest of Grace. Love paid for it. Okay?
Mine is Mentors and Mentees.
Mentors and Mentees.
Then the subtitle is 10 Ways to Become an Effective Mentee.
Beautiful. I love that. 10 ways to become an effective mentee. Very intelligent, subtitle. Very intelligent subtitle. Man of God, you have very intelligent people in this church. Very intelligent people.
Broken.
Releasing your fragrance. Wow. Releasing your fragrance.
Releasing your fragrance.
Beautiful. Now, I want to say, before you come up, sir, when you are choosing titles, there's something I'm going to tell you today. I know we are all Christians, yeah? But when I write books that both atheists, unbelievers, juju people can read. I don't write only to Christians. That is why in my books, I quote different people. If somebody is an atheist, he does not believe in Jesus, but he said something about hard work that I know is true, I'll quote that person in my book. I don't care about who the person is. But the fact that he said something about hard work, and I need that thing to buttress a point in my book, I'll put him inside my book. If you see the book and you see the person and you say, I don't want to read the book because you quote this person, don't read. If you don't read, who will lose? It's you that. So why am I saying this? When you are writing, don't have the mindset that I'm only writing to Christians. No. We live in a world where they are Christians, they are unbelievers, and the problems happening in the world do not affect only Christians. It affects everybody. So when you are writing, write with an open mind. That this book I'm writing, anybody can read it. You can put a lot of scriptures if you want. You can get quotes from other people and put in the book. But make sure that you don't streamline your book to just one category or one group of people. Let it be that anybody can read the book and understand. But there are times where you want to write religious book. Maybe books on how to pray or book on how to fast or something. I understand. Those books will go to religious people. But when you want to write self-development books, self-help books, don't limit yourself to say, I'm writing, I will just pack scripture. No. There are other people who are not Christians who have written about that topic very well. You can learn from them. Get their ideas also. Rephrase it. Put it in your book. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes, so it depends on the target audience. That is why I said, watch this. That's why I said self-help books. Self-help books are personal development books. So whether you are a juju man or you are an atheist, whoever you are, you want to self-develop. Or if I want to write a book about financial prosperity, you think it's only Christians that want to prosper? No. Everybody wants to prosper. So such kind of book, don't make it just really about religion alone. Write a book that people can read anywhere, any part of the world. I don't know if you get the point. Yeah? So it depends on the target. If, for example, it's a book for Christians, you can pack a lot of scriptures inside the book for Christians. If it's a book that affects different people, how to overcome poverty, it's a book for everybody. Not only Christians. No. So such kind of book, get information from other people too, not only Christian authors. Do you understand the point? Good.
The wealthy place.
The wealthy place.
Succeeding right where you are.
Succeeding right where you are. Now, this kind of book now, is it only for Christians? No. So, if Bill Gates has principles that he has used to achieve wealth, and he became one of the richest persons in the world, will you say, oh, because Bill Gates is not a Christian, I will not put his story in my book? If you do that, you are denying yourself. I would rather choose the practical principle that Bill Gates used to acquire his wealth and put it in my book than just go and pick one pastor that is rich, but I cannot see the practical steps of how he got his riches. I don't know if you understand the point I'm saying. So, Forget about who the person is. Get the principles. If the principles are true, you have to put them. What matters is the truth of the principle. If they are truth, take those principles and put it. Dangote is the richest man in Africa, is he not? But he's not a Christian. So will I say I will not put Dangote in my book? No. I'll put him in my book. Because the principles that he had applied to get wealth, those principles are even in the Bible. You don't know? The principle that gave Dangote wealth or gave Bill Gates wealth, those principles are in the Bible. But just at most time when we read, we just read the Bible like a story. We are not reading where the Bible says the hand of the diligent shall bear rule. We're not paying attention to that. We're not paying attention to where the Bible says he that does not work should not what? Eat. You are not seeing where the Bible says, see that a man diligent in the job shall stand before kings. These are principles that the unbelievers are using to acquire wealth, hard work. They are using those principles. So if Bill Gates is the one using it, I'll put it in my book. If it's Dangote, I'll put it. I don't care about their religion. So with such kind of book, somebody in America can read it, even if he's not a Christian. He will read. If I write a book, and from beginning to end, it's just I'm just putting Bible verse, Bible verse. And people who are not Christians, when they see the book, they say, I beg, another Bible be this. They don't want to read it. Did you get the point I'm making? Okay.
Credence. Steps to building your confidence and esteem.
Beautiful. Credence. Steps to building your confidence and esteem. I love when I hear steps to, or how to, or practical ways to, or secrets to achieve. You know, I love those things because everybody is looking for a book that talks about the how to solve their problem. Okay? Yes.
Positive thinking, positive lifestyle, living your life right.
Beautiful. Positive thinking, positive lifestyle. That is the title, right? Positive thinking, positive lifestyle, living your life right. Okay?
Fault, not fate.
Fault.
Fault, yes.
F-A-U-L-T.
Yes.
Okay.
Not fate.
Okay.
Ways to identify defects in abuse relationship.
Ways to identify defects and abuse in relationship. Beautiful. You see, when I saw the title, I did not really understand what the book is about. But once you said the subtitle now, I want to buy that book for people who are facing abuse, you know, and all of that. Yeah, go ahead.
The Classical Scholar.
The Classical Scholar.
And the Fight Against HIV/AIDS.
Beautiful. The Classical Scholar and the Fight Against HIV/AIDS. Okay, beautiful. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay, yeah. We can take another 10, 15 minutes.
Love.
Subtitle, how to improve in your love life.
Beautiful. How to improve your love life. Beautiful. Next one.
How to be a star.
Ooh.
Subtitle, always follow Jesus.
Beautiful. How to be a star. Subtitle, always follow Jesus. Okay? Next one.
Okay. The title is Don't Give Up.
Okay.
The subtitle is There is something in you the world needs.
There's something in you the world needs. This woman already has about 3 or 4 titles though, just from here. And I know some of you, I told you I have how many titles written down already? My own. About 120 titles I have. So you can leave this meeting with 10 book titles in your head. Because when I was teaching that first class, ideas were coming into your head. You are looking at your life and looking at things that you can write about. Okay? Good.
Singles, shortcoming and how to overcome them.
Beautiful. Singles, shortcomings and how to overcome them. Beautiful.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Subtitles is not yet over.
It's not yet over. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, there's one hand here. Okay, there's another hand there.
Mine is Discipline. That's the title. Then the subtitle is 10 Keys to a Successful Life.
10 Keys to a Successful Life. Beautiful. I love that.
Destiny Maker.
Wow.
The God that makes you.
Beautiful. Destiny Maker, the God that makes you. Now, hold on. Give him the mic. Now, repeat that title again.
Destiny Maker.
Okay.
The God that makes you.
Now, hold on. Stay there. The God that makes you. Now, I want to ask you a question. This subtitle, is it talking to the audience or it is talking about God? What is that subtitle talking about? It's talking about God. So I will assume that this book wants to teach people about God.
Yes.
I can assume that.
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say that it's better to give a subtitle that touches, that affects the reader. Okay? So you said Destiny, what the title again?
Destiny Maker.
Destiny Maker. So if you had a subtitle, How to Fulfill Your Destiny, for example, that subtitle is talking to me, the reader, so I want to buy that book. Instead of you talking to me about God. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah? So if the book is just to teach people about God, it's fine. But if the book is a self-development that you want the readers to benefit, because I told you that one of the things your subtitle does is that it gives the benefits of what the readers will get from your book. Is that not what I said? Yes. So when I see how to overcome procrastination, I already got the benefit I will get from that, from reading that book. So I don't know if you get my point.
I get it.
Okay.
But it's also inclusive.
Yes, I got it.
The audience also benefits.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, so if it is to teach people about God, it is good also. It is good to learn about God, okay? But I just wanted to give that example so that you will know that your subtitles should be about the readers. Our concern is the readers, how they can better their lives. I don't know if you get the point. Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to talk about this. Okay, in a situation where I'm writing an autobiography.
Autobiography, yes.
The book is about me.
Yes.
It's not about the reader.
The reader.
So how does that affect the one that is
the
buying?
title?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So now, there's a book. I've written about 3 autobiographies. We said autobiography, the person has to write it by himself, is that not? Yes. So, but what these clients did, they just told the story. So they recorded their life story and gave it to me. So I developed it. It is still an autobiography because they could not write, but they said it. So my own is to transcribe it, and we wrote it. Now, so even though it is an autobiography, right? Your title must not necessarily carry the fact that there are some books you see, they just say, the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. That's the title of the book. Yes. Why? Benjamin Franklin is a very popular person. But if I see a book, the autobiography of Mr. A, but nobody really knows Mr. A, yeah, I'm not going to buy that kind of book, except if Mr. A is a very special or popular person. I want to buy a book titled The Autobiography of So-and-so person. So when you want to write such books and you have not gotten that fame and that popularity, you must necessarily not put, your title should not even show how I overcame this or how I experienced this and that. You can just pick any title, then it is the subtitle that will now say the autobiography of so-and-so. So we can pick, for example, you want to write your autobiography, we can call it Outlived. Outlived. I outlived something. So we call it Outlived. Now, we don't know what the book is about, right? So the subtitle will now be The Autobiography of Mr. A. I don't know if you understand that. So that subtitle now has explained what the book is about. People now know that the book is your autobiography. Now, that kind of autobiography, the readers might not really benefit anything from it. They will just read about your life story. But if inside the book, as you are telling your life stories, there are lessons that they can pick from it. Okay? So they will learn those lessons. But those lessons will not appear in the subtitle. The subtitle will just be the autobiography of so-and-so person. While the title can be anything. Or, if you want to use the autobiography of Mr. A as the title, I said you have to be a very popular person to do that. People want to read the autobiography of George Bush or Bill Clinton or Barack Obama or Awolowo, you know, but not just anybody's autobiography. I don't know if you understand the point. So don't use autobiography of this if you are not a very popular person. Did I confuse you? No. You understood it, right? Okay. Did I answer your question, sir? Okay.
Okay, I have another one here. Faith, F-A-I-T-H, against faith, F-A-T-E.
Good.
And then faith against faith. And then subtitle, how to change your faith, F-A-T-E,
good,
with your faith,
beautiful.
F-A-I-T-H.
Beautiful. How to change. Beautiful.
The title of the book, The Shepherd.
The Shepherd, okay.
Subtitle, The Benefits of Winning Soul.
The benefit of winning souls.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Please, let's get something clear.
Yes.
Are all books ought to have subtitle?
Yes. If
Are all books.
Oh no, I said that if the title is already self-explanatory, for example, how to win friends and influence people, if that is the title, it doesn't need a subtitle again. Yeah, I mentioned that when I was teaching. Okay.
The book is Be Patient, You Too Can Succeed.
Beautiful. Be patient, you too can succeed. Beautiful.
I have a question. Must the subtitle be on the cover?
Yes, the subtitle should be on the cover. Because if the subtitle is not on the cover, I told you that when you go to a bookstore, the first thing you see is the cover. And then you see the title. If the title is not explanatory, I need to see the subtitle to understand what the book is saying. So it should be on the cover.
The blinding tie, 10 ways to make money.
10 ways to make money. I'm going to buy that book if you write it. I'm going to buy it. By the way, there's a book. Where is that book? There's a guy. Come. Bring that book for me. So this young man met me after the first lecture and said that he has written a book already. The Billionaire's Past. That's the title of the book. And I bought it. He said it's 1,000 naira. I bought it right there. I'm so inspired by... Come. The Billionaire's Past. He said, you attend what branch? Choba branch? What's your name again? Clinton. Clinton Noah Kuala. That's your name. How old are you? 15 years. He has written a book. Can you put your hands together for him? 15 years. He just met me after the first lecture and said, I have a book already. I said, no, I must buy it. So if you write out your book, 10 ways to make money, I'm going to buy it. Thank you so much. God bless you. These are examples of, geniuses at 15. At 15, I didn't even think about writing a book at 15. I think I wrote my first book when I was maybe 28. That was when I wrote my first book. I didn't even while I was in the university, my first degree, I didn't think about writing a book. It didn't occur to me. It was until I met Sunday Adelaja in Ukraine, and I talked with him. Sunday Adelaja has written over 500 books. 500, one man, over 500 books. So he challenged me. So when I told you that I have 120 book titles, it's because of him. He challenged me. I said, no. So people like this are inspirations to other people. If at 15 he had written one, and with what I have taught him now, he can go back and say, every 3 months I want to write one book, or every year I want to write one book. Before he gets to 30, he would have written, another 15 books, plus this one, that's 16 books. Applaud him again, please. There's one hand behind there after this one. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if you use long title and you just started with people? What if people run away from you because of your long title without no subtitle?
Okay, so if you use the wrong title and people run away from the book, yes? What if? So the reason for this class is so that you will not use a wrong title.
Like
now,
a long one.
Okay, long. Okay, so if you use a long title, right, and the subtitle explains, because if the title is long, I should already imagine that it should explain what the book is about. Because if it is just long for nothing, then we don't need it. So if it is a long title, How to Become Successful in Nigeria is long, but it had already explained the book. So I don't even need a subtitle for it. So if your title must be long, let it already explain what is inside the book. Do you understand my point? Okay.
My question is on autobiography. If I want to write an autobiography of someone, and I choose to, and I want to make the title catchy, kind of, and I decided to go with word synonyms, would that be cool?
What synonym?
Word synonyms. Let's say we go for the word synonym of autobiography.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
cool?
yes. You can pick a word that has the same meaning as autobiography, right? Yes, you can. You can use it.
Okay. Sir, you talk about audience, casting the audience.
Yes.
So a book like Living Well, then the subtitle says, steps to make use of what you have.
Steps to making use of
what you have.
What you have. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, nice one.
So I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Can I use an idiom as a title?
If you're going to use an idiom as a title, your subtitle must explain that idiom, because not all of us understand the meaning of idioms. So it is better to use something that people can easily understand what the book is talking about. Okay? So if you want to use an idiom, I will not advise you to do that, but if you want to do it, make sure that your subtitle explains that idiom.
Sorry, please, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
These rules that you've been stating, does it apply to ebooks as well?
Yes, they apply to ebooks. They apply to ebooks because when you are uploading your book online, the titles will be there. The cover, even though you're not printing a physical book, the cover will also be there. Amazon will ask for the cover of the book where the title is. There's an online store they call Okada Bookstores. I don't know if you've heard of Okada Bookstore. That's where Nigerians publish their books. They don't have physical copy. They don't have paperback. It's only electronic books. The rules also apply to those books. Whether it is an electronic book or it is physical book, it applies. Before that next person comes up, yeah? There is an autobiography that I worked on for a client in the UK. The title is Incubating Hope. It's an autobiography. The title is Incubating Hope. Subtitle, The Autobiography of B.C. Oshudenko. What I was explaining to you. So you can pick any title, even though it's an autobiography. This one just says Incubating Hope. And then the subtitle is The Autobiography of B.C. Oshudenko. It's on Amazon. You will see it there. That's the book. Of what the reader will get. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand you. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Please, I just want to make a correction.
Yeah.
The lady that asked about the autobiography,
Yeah.
she said if she wants to write an autobiography about someone.
Yeah, it's
so
wrong. It
you
should be a
don't write an
biography.
autobiography about someone. You write an
Yes.
autobiography about yourself, but
Yeah.
you write a biography about someone.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I noticed it, but I just let it slide. So autobiography should be written by the person, okay? Except if the person recorded the story for you to now write. Okay? Is anybody else talking?
Yes. I want to ask two questions. The first one is, based on what she said earlier, if it is compulsory for you to write the subtopic at the cover page.
Subtitle.
And I remember you stating that the subtopic helps you for the content. Yeah. So if the cover page is not carrying it, at least the content there.
The front page of
No, not the front page, and the content.
Okay.
The content there should be able to list out other words for you to, like topics that you need to read on. Then I want you to also clarify me. Is it possible for someone to write another person's autobiography?
Okay.
Based on what you are explaining.
Beautiful.
What you just said.
I'm currently working on an autobiography now for a lady in the US. I'm working on her autobiography. So what she did, we had a Zoom call. And the Zoom call, she narrated all her life's story from birth, family, everything that happened. She narrated them to me. We recorded it on Zoom. Okay? So my job now is to listen to that story that she has told and break it into chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, like that. And we'll publish that book in her name. So it is her autobiography, written by her because she's the one that told me the story. I'm only working as an editor to help her arrange all of that story and put it into chapters, arrange it. Because if she just tells the story like that, and she doesn't know how to write, it will not make sense. That is why she needs me to take that story, pick a part of it and say, this part is good for chapter 1, this other part is good for chapter 2, like that. So you can write an autobiography for somebody, but not in the sense that you are the one generating the ideas. No, the idea must come, or the story must come from the author of that autobiography. Do you understand the point?
As a good writer.
Okay, I just want this to be clear.
Yeah.
In the process of, you actually, the person recorded and you're writing.
Yes.
In the process the person passed, is it still an autobiography or a biography? The person recorded, actually, and you wrote. The book is not out, but you wrote. Now the person passed before the time. Is it still an auto or a biography?
Okay, so
Thank you.
If the person passed already, there might not be need. Okay, I get your point now. So the person is dead while we're in the process of writing the book, yes? Okay. Now, what we'll need to do in that kind of book will not change the language of the book. So instead of places where she said, I now went to school, I now bought this and did that, we'll change the language to now use third person. We'll now say she went to school and she graduated from so and so school. So when people are reading it, they will know that it is another person that wrote the biography of this person. I don't know if you get the point.
So it becomes a biography.
It now becomes a biography because you cannot be dead, right, and write from the grave. I don't know if you get the point. Except if you already wrote it and you have published it before you died. Yes.
I just to add to what she was saying.
Yes.
Miles Monroe,
Yeah.
when he died, Sunday Adelaja wrote for him.
Yes.
Even is it Miles Monroe? Somebody in his ministry, Kingdom, something about Kingdom. They published for him after death.
Yes.
Could be it was on his desk. So a case like this, if the person wills, he may not want to change the language, write like that, but you can explain that this person documented before.
Yeah, but that book was it an autobiography?
No. Miles Monroe's book, like one of his newest books.
Yes. So if the person is dead, yeah, you can write for the person, but those books are not biography. Most of those books are self-help books. For example, if I'm a pastor, right, and I have 100 messages I've preached, and they are on YouTube, and I have somebody I have paid, you be transcribing those messages and be converting them to books. So even when I'm dead, I'll still be releasing new books every month. Why? Because there's somebody who is transcribing the messages and developing them for me already. But those books are not biography or autobiography kind of books. They are just general self-help or personal development books. So that is what Adelaja did with Miles Monroe. Thank you for that point.
Doc, thanks so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Doc, I'm doing a book on amoeba operations.
Could you repeat that?
Amoeba operations.
Okay.
My target is for the next generation warfare. So I have amoeba operations, next generation warfare.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and God bless you.